Yo, yeah, I know what time it is.
It's like a little noise. Freedom. Maybe. Believe my vision. Ready? Decide.
Well, hello there. You are listening to Society Bites Radio, and I'm your host, Jill Krieger, and this is the SRQ exclusive radio show. We are a group of entrepreneurs who have a seat exclusive networking group, and we pride ourselves and are passionate about helping local businesses prosper through making connections. And we introduce each other to our primary, clients and people that can really help us all build our businesses and really share our expertise in all different walks of life. And today I am excited to bring you Kathy Morgan of Parker Law, because we are going to be talking about all sorts of things with home ownership and how to actually purchase your home in the best way to protect yourself, etc. So Kathy, good morning.
Good morning, Jill. How are you this morning?
I am fantastic. And I am excited because I know you have a wealth of knowledge that you can help people with the pitfalls of being a first-time home buyer and maybe even beyond that, et cetera. So just give us a little bit of background. People don't know who you are and how long you've been helping people in this part, so important part of their lives.
Yes, I started working in real estate back in 1985 to 86, and I've worked for an attorney that taught me the ropes of the real estate from start to finish. And from Virginia, I moved over to Utah and continued my training in the real estate world. And I just so happened to land here in beautiful Sarasota and joined the team with Parker and Associates, Theodore Parker being the attorney. And I have been working with him for 30 years, and I have since became his registered paralegal and a licensed title agent for the firm. So collectively, Ted Parker and myself have over 70 years experience in the real estate industry.
Wow. That's awesome. I'm sure you can teach us an awful lot.
I think we can.
So where do you want to start this? You want to start with a first-time home buyer? Where do you want to begin?
That's a perfect topic to start with, because there's so much you need to think about and do prior to even going out and looking for a home. And I know the exciting part is to rush out and start looking, but there's some steps that you need to take prior to actually hiring a real estate agent and thinking about buying a home. So I would suggest, first off, that if you are in the market of buying a new home, you need to take a look at your finances, and you need to, ask yourself, have I saved enough money? How much money have I saved? Am I going to have enough money for a down payment? Have I been working at my current job for an extended period of time? What's my credit score like? Can I improve my credit score, because that will help me get a better interest rate? So just analyzing your finances is a big step. So once you accomplish that portion, then you can begin a pre-approval process where you can actually go out and find 3 or 4 different mortgage companies and decide, what are you looking for? Are you going to need assistance for the down payment? Every lender is going to offer you different choices, different types of loans. Some have programs that help the first-time home buyers. there's just a world of information. So you should actually interview someone to help you through this process, whether it be a real estate agent, a closing agent, someone that has a wealth of knowledge that can walk you through step by step, give you alternatives and choices that can help educate yourself before you go out and start this process, because it is the biggest experience that you're going to have. The financial responsibilities, it can be overwhelming.
Yes, absolutely. And a first-time home buyer, I'm as exciting as it is, it's scary too.
It's very scary. And if you just go and try to do it alone on your own, you will probably get lost, because there is just so much to know. And if you don't, because finding the right team for you, you really have to interview. It's not going out and saying, oh, there's a realtor, let me just hire them. You need to interview the realtor. Are they right for you? Are they going to work for you? Or are they working for themselves? Are they going to show you the right kind of homes? Or are they going to show you homes that yield the realtor the biggest commission? You really have to interview these people, because you are paying them yourself, and you need to make sure that they are working 100% for you to make sure you get the best experience and at the most stress-free process.
Now, saying that, and I know this is a little bit off topic, but a lot of people want to go for the FSBO, the people that are selling their own homes, and they don't think that they need a realtor and they can go do it themselves. Where's the pitfalls in that?
Well, the pitfalls is no one's representing you as a buyer. The seller they want to get rid of their home, which is wonderful, but they don't want to pay. The seller is trying to avoid to pay the large commission. There is good and there is bad with buying a FSBO. One, you get a better price because the seller doesn't have to pay the commission. But now you don't have a realtor to help you fill out the contract. You're relying on the seller to direct you, but the seller's going to look out for the seller. So you, as a buyer, need to make sure that you have someone there representing you to make sure the contract is completed with the proper amount of inspection periods. If you're getting a loan, is there enough time allocated for you to get through the loan process without defaulting on the loan, or I should say defaulting on the contract? Because if you put a closing date of September 30th and you don't close by September 30th, you've just jeopardized your down payment. So these are things that if you're not experienced buying a home on your own, you need to be aware of. So it's good to buy a FSBO, but it's not good. It just depends on how knowledgeable you are, and do you have someone that can help you through this process that's going to look out for the buyer.
Right, for yourself. So that's a big piece, because you might not really be saving any money.
Well, correct, because if the contract is filled out incorrectly and the terms that are set within, you could have gotten better terms. Who's going to pay for the closing costs? Nobody knows, because the seller is going to say, I don't want to do it. The buyer's thinking, well, I don't want to pay for them. So then you have a glitch. Who's going to pay for them? So you and the seller have to figure it out. But as a first-time home buyer, you may not know that all of that is open to negotiation. You both can split the fees 50-50. The seller could give you a credit towards your closing costs to lower the sales price. There's just different avenues you can take that can benefit both the buyer and the seller. If you lower the sale price, it saves the seller on doc stamps at time of closing. It saves them on commission. So you really, really got to know what you're doing, what fees are included? How do all of the structures of the contract, the sales price, the down payment, how does that affect the buyer's cost and the seller's cost?
Got you. So we've talked, you mentioned title companies and attorneys' offices. Difference, do I need both of them? Are you the one-stop shop? What is that?
Well, a buyer can hire a title company, or they can hire an attorney's office, both of which can handle a real estate closing. The difference is a title company is just that. It is a title company. They can only perform title work and do the transaction closing. They can clear the title, order the title, clear liens, but if something comes up on the title report that may need legal interjection, you're going to have to go out and hire an attorney, which is going to then cost you more because a title company cannot practice law. They can only handle the real estate transactions. So we always suggest that buyers hire an attorney because then they don't have to pay anything else. It's all included in the closing fee. So if a title glitch does come up and say you're all ready to close and the title is getting cleared, and lo and behold, the previous closing company didn't clear title all the way. So now you have another owner that still owns the property. There's a legal ramification in here because now you have to get that prior owner cleared off. And that is going to take litigation. So it's, by all means, I would highly recommend hiring an attorney's office versus a title company.
Got it. So if I hire the attorney to do the title work and all the closing and everything, will they also look over my contract to make sure it's in my best interest if I'm hiring them?
Absolutely. Most attorney's office will review the contract for you. I can't speak for all attorney's offices. Some will charge you for that review. Some will not charge you for that view. So again, as a first-time buyer, you need to ask these questions up front. Are you going to charge me to do that? Is that included in the fee, the settlement fee? So you review the contracts. You really, really, really have to educate yourself and ask thousands of questions to make sure that every question as a first-time home buyer is answered.
So I'm going to ask you this one specifically. What do you guys include when you're doing a closing?
We include everything. If you have a FSBO and the buyer and the seller need someone to prepare the contract and handle the closing, our office will actually handle everything for you. We do not charge extra if we handle the closing. That is including in our closing fee, which we do have set fees. Our office charges, if it's a cash transaction, only $450. If it's a loan transaction, we charge $695 because you have a whole loan package and a lot more steps that need to be taken and more postage and FedEx packages. It's just a lot more included. So, but we do everything for you. We try to make the closing process as stress-free and as easy and as smooth as possible. We like the first-time home buyer to just sit back, ask us 1,000 questions. Come to us. If you're in the neighborhood, stop in. If a question pops up, we will always drop what we're doing, come out and meet with the buyer, with the seller, whoever we represent, and make sure that they're comfortable in what they are doing and all their answers to questions. We don't want anybody to feel stressed out or they don't have the answers that they need to move forward. So we like to take the stress out of buying and selling a home.